Should I do it
If you would like to.
before we end? Since I don't know what's about to happen in the world, I'm going to get something off my chest.
Okay.
You see, I've been doing something for quite a while that I never told anyone about until, when was that, 2021?
Sure.
2021, when I was up in Detroit, hanging out with my sugar mama. And I said, you know what? I know somebody who's up here having a tailgate.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm going to go talk to my buddy old pal, Bengal Jim, who I've never met. And I told him I would never do this. But after 13 years, Jim, I think it's about time.
13 or is it more than that? Didn't you just have an anniversary that you posted?
It's 13 years.
Okay.
So I walked up to Bengal Jim's tailgate and I took a picture of his bus and I was like, yo, I need to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And Nikki had no clue what was about to happen. Like I didn't tell her, like, I'm walking through Detroit and I'm like, Nikki, I got to go do something. And she's like, okay. And I'm sitting there like, she's like, what the hell's wrong with you? I was like, nothing, Nikki, nothing. Don't worry about it. Nothing. She's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm fucking like down in beers as I'm going, like, oh my God. So I get up to Bengals Jim's bus and I'm like looking for Jim and I can't see him anywhere. There's all these people around. I'm like, come on, man, where's this guy at? And I see him and he's up and I was like, I walked up to him and I was like, hi, Jim.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, buddy, how's it going? I was like, I've been waiting 9.5 years to publicly say this to someone. Nikki's like standing there and she went, what the hell? And Jim looks at Nikki and she's like, oh, I don't know what the hell he's about to say, but I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Jim, I am a really big fan of yours. And I've been waiting 9.5 years to tell you this. You're going to be the first person I've ever told this. And he was like, what the hell do you have to say? I've been doing something for 9.5 years and I never told any of you all. And now I'm publicly saying it. Because I really don't care anymore because the Drunk Bengals fan account has done so much for me in my life and taking me so far in this life that if I don't start telling people about this, they'll never know how incredible this whole experience has been for me. This bottle was my test run for these stickers that if you go down to Wild Turkey down there in Covington and you look at the poll, one of these is on there. And I tested this out and stuck it in a freezer in Nashville. And if you go back to the DBF and you start looking at it, you'll see a picture or a video when I had this. I was like, stickers are fucking great. And this thing has done so many things in this life for me that it's insanity. It's utter insanity. The way that I got that name, the way that I got the name for this, I was down in Lexington when I was attending the engineering college at UK, and I went to Buffalo Wild Wings down there, and I'm sitting at the bar, and I got my Bengals jersey on. I had a this is important, I had a black and orange studded belt on, and I'm sitting at the bar chilling, okay? I'm watching the Cincinnati versus Miami game when Giovanni Bernard had that 98 fucking turn around run and go over here and come back over this way and go over this way and come over here and then run all the way down the field and score a touchdown. That game. I'm sitting at the bar, okay? Next thing you know, halftime happens. And there was this older couple sitting behind me at a table. Well, the guy gets up and he walks to the bathroom. And I'm just sitting there chilling. Next thing you know, the lady walks up next to me and she's like, "Oh my God, I love your belt." And I went, "Thanks. Great. Okay. Yeah. Oh. You were, yeah, okay." And I was like, "Hey, your husband is in the bathroom." "Oh, he don't mind." I went, "Bitch, he's coming out of the bathroom right now. I don't give a fuck."
Right.
She was like, "Oh, okay." And she goes and sits down, or no, she was still standing there. And I was like, I look back at this guy and he's just sitting there like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And she's like, "You want to sit down with us?" And I was like, "Bitch, the Bengals are fighting for their lives right now in this football game, and that's why I'm here to drink some beers and get drunk and watch this game." She's like, "Okay, suit yourself." And sits on down. So, of course, the Bengals went and lost that game. So I'm about 3 sheets to the wind walking out of the bar, fucking Bengals, fucking stupid, fucking Andy Dalton. And it's downpour raining in Lexington. And this lady and this guy are standing at the door and they were like, "Hey, our hotel's right down the street. Can we get a ride?" And I went, "Yo, I'm too drunk. I'm walking back to campus." And they're like, "Oh, come on back with us. Our hotel's right over there." I'm like, "Nope." And the lady goes, "This fucking drunk Bengals fan. God damn." And I was, so to the swingers out there that gave me the name for this, thank you so very much. I started this after the Bengals played the Colts in the playoffs and lost. And I was an RA at UK. And I was sitting at the front desk at 8 o'clock in the morning, hungover as a motherfucker. And I didn't want to complain about the Bengals anymore on my regular social media. So I had already had Twitter because I started it because a band called The Fall of Troy was playing in Cincinnati. And I was down in Georgetown at the time. And they were giving away free stuff. And I knew they were driving south. So I started a Twitter account so I could whatever. So I was like, wait, I'll just start a fucking Twitter account. What the hell am I going to name this thing? Drunk Bengals fan. And then I needed to find a picture because I was like, well, I don't want it to be me, because I got to, whatever. And I Googled this guy. If anybody could find this guy, I would love to talk to him. Because I don't think he quite understands how important he is for the Bengals Twitter community. But I Googled drunk Bengals fan, and that's the first thing that came up. And ever since then, for 13 years, that has been the picture of this thing. Mm-hmm. So when me and her talk about saying the Bengals Twitter community, there were parts of us that really worked hard to have that community formed. And the people that I have met through there have seriously been some incredible people in this life, and I have been so grateful for all of them. It doesn't matter if you all don't like me. It doesn't matter if you do like me. I have been grateful for everybody and all the experiences I've gotten to just live in this life, because this thing has truly changed my life and the things I've gotten to do because of this thing. I mean, in all seriousness, I don't have enough time to go over all of the things that this thing has done for me at all. This thing has utterly changed my life. That sticker is in 32 states. That sticker is in 3 countries. No, 4. 4 countries, because I sent one over to the UK. That sticker is in some wild fucking places.
Yes, it is.
Pretty wild. And I have met some of my most favorite human beings because of that thing. And because of that thing, I've gotten to do things in this life that I've always wanted to do. Not just for myself, but for other people. We've helped out Project Game Day. and we've gotten information out there for people, like pinpointing where tailgating is, the tailgating gauntlet with Drew Garrison, working with Garage Beer, getting a shirt made with, hold on. I got the picture of Drew Garrison wearing the Zach Taylor Made Me Drunk shirt, and Garage Beer made that shirt and sold it for charity on their website. And we were up there at the Cincy Hat Tattoo event, and I fucking ran over to Zach Taylor and I handed it to him and said, "Here, I need you to sign this." And he looked at it and he went, "Oh my God, are you kidding?" I went, "Yeah." And then I handed him a bunch of my stickers, like, "Here you go, dude."
Mm-hmm.
Ted Karras and me, we met at that brewery in Miami.
My Little Miami Brewing.
Little Miami Brewery.
The very first Cincy Hat event.
Yeah, in Milford. And I'm saying this is legit how this went down. I walk in to take a leak and I'm standing there doing my thing, and next thing you know, this giant human comes next to me, and I look over and went, "Hey, Ted." And he was like, "Hey, bud, how's it going?" And to me, I was like, "Oh, you know," so like we were like sitting there bullshitting and talking. And I was like, "Man, I got to tell you something, but I don't tell anybody about this." And he's like, "Okay." And I handed him one of the stickers. I was like, "Here you go, brother." And he signed it for me. And this is also when he's like, "Man, you're a rock star." I went, "I know, Ted." So then Bengal Jim was having an event down at Newport on the Levee, and I went and I signed one of my stickers, DBF, and I handed it to him. And Ted's standing there like, "You son of a bitch." I was like, "Here you go, now you're famous, Ted." This thing, and I've gotten to do so much with the Cincinnati Bengals because of that thing. And I've gotten to tell so many stories because of that thing. I mean, like, when I was up there, when I took my ex-girlfriend to a game, and she was not aware of everything. And it's always funny, whenever somebody doesn't know, I walk down to Bengal Jim's tailgate and I'm like, "They don't know about everything, Jim." And he's like, "Oh, you're in for a ride today." And like, yeah, we'll see if they make it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And one of my most, and dude, this is how cool this is. And shout out to Tailgate Brewery and the Nashville Bengals fan club, because what we did down there was something incredible. We had a place where people can come and watch Bengals games. We had a Bengals playoff ball delivered to our bar. Tailgate Brewery, like, we were, like, if you really think about it, most of that was during the dead season, and we were helping the people who work there pay their rent because of all the influx of people that came there to the bar and like spending money, and we were generating business. And we had massive parties down there and massive tailgates that we just did. Like, they were huge tailgates that have gone on with this thing.
Yeah.
And we, like, so for the Bengal Gyms and the Trailers tailgate they had before the playoff game down there, I'm down there just vibing, dude. I'm just vibing down there in the playoff tailgating atmosphere, like we finally made it to the playoffs, thank God. You know, we won a game. I don't know if they're going to win today, but who knows? And how I went to the game, this is a good story.
You have a lot of stories.
I know. I have too many. Like, there's too many to go. I'm going to finish with this one, and we're going to call it a day. And this isn't Mike down there. I met my second ever follower, Mike, who had been following me the whole way. I gave him. I did a little giveaway that Bengals and Bourbon won, and I didn't get it to him until 4 years later. But Mike was living north of me from Nashville, and I stopped at a random Walmart parking lot, and I handed him a giant bottle of booze and a bunch of these stickers. Said, "Here you go, brother." And then he ended up coming down to a game down in Nashville and hung out with me one day, and like we were just space cadets walking around and having a good time. But I wasn't going to go to the game. I was going to go to the bar and just watch the game and call it a day because I was like, just going to go to the bar. And next thing you know, one of my very first followers, all the way back from the very beginning, messages me and says, "Hey man, you going to the game?" And I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm not going to the game. Are you?" And he's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fly out," because he's over in Colorado. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fly out. But yeah, I was just seeing if you were going to the game or not. And I was like, "Nah." And he's like, "Okay." Well, he's like, "Hey, you got an email address? I was going to send you some shit." And I was like, "All right, cool, yeah." I get an email with a ticket to the game, the playoff game. And I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Oh my God, dude, I got a ticket to the game. I can't wait." And I'm walking into the Titan Stadium and I'm like, "Where's my, oh, okay." So I'm walking over and he knew I had an Evan McPherson jersey on before anyone ever had an Evan McPherson jersey. I bought it before the season even started that year when they drafted him. Mm-hmm. And it's like stained yellow, still smells like beer, cigars, some other substances, because I partied hard in that thing during that playoff run. I get to my seat. I am 4 rows behind where Evan McPherson's warming up. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, just standing there, just, oh my God, I don't believe this. And the game's getting ready to start. Next thing you know, this guy is like, "So you're him, huh?" And I look at him like, "What?" "You're the drunk Bengals fan." I went, "Are you?" And he's like, "What's up, man?" And he came all the way over and watched that playoff game with me. Mm. And I will never forget that. Mm-hmm. Before the game, I was at Bengal Gyms, and the trailer has treated me like Cincinnati tailgating royalty, because that's what I like to call them. Mm-hmm. And I'm standing there and I'm talking to this old guy and his son for probably 35 minutes. We're just in this tailgate just talking how great things are and how happy we are the Bengals are playing, and we're talking about football and stuff like that. And I was like, "All right," and they're getting ready to leave. And I said, "Hey, before y'all walk away, I have this stupid fucking Twitter account that I don't tell anybody I do, but here's some stickers, y'all can have them." And his son looks at it and he goes, "Oh my God." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I've been following this for years." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, I've been following you for fucking years, dude." In the middle of probably 10,000 people. Mm-hmm. And whenever I end my tailgating experience down there in Cincinnati, I always stop to talk to him and his father, mm-hmm. and their whole family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in some family photos.
Yeah, I'm in family photos with some of these people. And then when me and my ex-girlfriend, I didn't have a job. I just moved up from Nashville. We're just down there, and I was like, "Don't buy a ticket because, whatever." And then some guy just walked up and he said, "Hey man, you want these tickets? It's in section 109, the 3rd row." And I went, "Dude, I would love to, but I can't. I literally can't." And he was like, "Just give me whatever you got." I was like, "I just have a $100 bill. And this is my last $100 bill that I have." He went, "Okay." And then I ended up getting these seats down there, and I talked to these people next to us that their son was not at the game because his wife was currently at the hospital in labor, so they weren't at the game. So I talked to them and had one of the largest posts, but I've had I have videos of that stadium, like before the Bills game, just showing off the stadium. And
you got a lot.
Yeah, save a lot. And never planned on telling anybody. But I figured it's been 13 years.
I also figured it out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's how me and her met, was because of this stupid damn thing. She figured it out. And yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
Yes,
But
it is.
yeah, we met before Bill's game. And that's honestly, we met there and everything was it was cool. And then I started going through some personal things, and you happened to notice because you saw the lack thereof the Drunk Bengals fan,
Correct.
which is why I questioned if you worked for certain entities, but also how I knew that you were a genuine great human being who was going to be one of my best friends in this life, and I am truly grateful for you. And that's all because of some stupid Twitter account I made as a drunk, hungover RA at Hagen Hall at the University of Kentucky. And I haven't even scratched the surface of all the stories I have at this thing.
No. We'll have to make an episode completely of just that,
Yeah.
because we'll talk about my favorite Drunk Bagels fan story.
And for everybody who thinks that they hate me because I was attacking the,
Just attacking people in general.
oh yeah, I never attacked anybody, but people who thought I was attacking the Goodberries, that was a very large miscommunication. And
There's a story behind it that we will talk about.
yeah, we'll
at
talk about that
another
one
point.
later. But hey guys, still want to say sorry about that whole experience. Neither one of us were at fault, but it does make a pretty good story. Honestly, I wish somebody would have hit me with a chair or something like that, or like, I don't know, the whole Goodberry clan came at me.
It's a story to say the least.
Yeah, it's a story to say the least. We all the next day we all hugged and said sorry, and it was really funny because one of their wives, we would run into them at another tailgate, and you're like, oh, do you know these people? I'm like, I know everyone here.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, I am so sorry.
We'll tell that story in detail.
Yeah. But with that, it's Cincinnati against the world, and I guess the Drunk Bengals fans out of the bag.